Bellydance princesses and princes. I'm Magnolia, and today I'm here with Doug Adamz, who is a wonderful musician, and you probably already know who he is. But if you don't, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself and talk about what you do?
Yeah, I started the group Light Rain long time ago, back in the 1900s. And we've got albums. There's one called Dream Dancer, one called Valentine to Eden, Dream Suite, and Dark Fire.
Wonderful.
All original music.
I'll link them in the description box below so people can find where to purchase them. Okay. Today we're going to be talking about what it's like to belly dance to live music and some tips and tricks that Doug is going to provide on the best way to be present in the moment and also have a good relationship between the live musician and the dancing. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Yeah?
Sure.
Okay. What do you think is one thing that a dancer should do to prepare to do a live performance with a band?
Well, if you can be familiar with their music, you know, that's going to help. That's going to be a lot. If you can even actually choose songs or arrange it in advance. I always like that when we'll be going into a town and there'll be a dozen dancers performing. If I can get it all worked out in advance so that every dancer, I have a song for every dancer. Doesn't always work. A lot of times the dancer will just say, "Oh, just play whatever you want."
Which is like, what, anything?
Oh, and I have never even seen her. I've never met her. I have no idea what her style is or anything.
Right.
So it helps me to get a sense of you know, something fast, something slow, you know, just the mood kind of what she excels at.
Absolutely. I think that's a really great tip, and I think a lot of dancers are scared to come talk to the musician. And I was very lucky. I got to dance with Doug in a live band here at TribalCon this past weekend, and during rehearsal I went up to Doug and I said, "Hey, I want to do floor work," and he was like, "Yes."
Well,
let's do that.
Talk about inspiration.
So, you know, don't be scared to go up to the musicians. Like he said, he wants to know what you're looking for, what style, if you want to include any special like tuck-seam sections or solos, you know, do you want a fast rhythm? Make sure you have a discussion with your musician. They're going to be very open to it.
Sure, and especially if there's like on that piece that we were doing, it has a composed beginning and then in the middle there's a lot of improv. And Al, the other musician, and he was the composer of this piece, we're talking about splitting up the improv part musically. And fortunately, Magnolia was there and she heard us talking because he was heading towards doing this kind of chop thing where we'd be taking
the back and forth.
Yeah, but there was actually two parts of Magnolia's improv, the floor work and then when she got up, and it's all improv. So I said, wait a minute, I want to do the floor work.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, well, the violin can be so great. I play the violin mostly, and
it's beautiful.
It can be so great for the sensuous, slow undulations, and then also more fluttering kind of movements and even shimmies.
Absolutely.
And then if she stood up and started shimmying, then turn it over to the mandolin, which does that kind of
yeah. And then for the mandolin, I did more staccato movements for that because that's kind of how he was playing. But I mean, if we hadn't had that discussion, it would have been a completely different performance.
It really made it. I think the most important thing is for me when I'm playing is I'm always watching the dancer. I watch the dancer, and I especially in the improv parts. There's certain songs that are composed all the way through, and you just play them that way. But when you have that opportunity to improv, and you've got somebody who knows how to dance improv, I watch her, and if she's listening to me, then you get this interaction going that's fire, and the audience senses that, and some real alchemy can happen.
Yeah, this actually was one of my favorite performance experiences that I've had because I felt like we were very in sync, you know, so that discussion is really key to that, preparing, like he said, ahead of time, talking with the musicians, getting to know their style, right? Because you're going to have specific cues that are unique to your style to let the dancer know kind of what's going to come up next. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what do you think is a tip for a musician?
Watch the dancer.
Yeah.
Watch her. You know, I mean, I try to play every move, you know, or at least the mood of the moment, and try to get that communication going.
You're very good at that. So.
Well, it's easy to do with you.
Thank you. Something interesting also that you should know about Doug is he's well known in the Bellydance community for his Middle Eastern playing, but he actually didn't start studying Middle Eastern music until recently. Do you want to talk about that?
That's right. When I first started playing for a dancer, it was percussion, a doumbek, finger cymbals, and that's all the music they had, but they didn't perform live.
Right.
It was just a percussionist, 2 dancers with the zills, and I volunteered to play for them. And the next week I was in the troupe, and I didn't ever even really think about learning any traditional pieces. I just improvised from the beginning, and it was from those improvisations that the pieces grew for our first album. And that happened, this was in San Francisco. I'm also a songwriter, guitar player, singer, songwriter.
Multi-talented.
Yeah, I mean, and that was kind of home base for me. I always did that, I still do it. But I started playing violin, I met the belly dancer, I started playing with her. Her name was Deanne. And when she saw me recording my song, she had the idea of recording the music for her dance.
Cool.
Her idea. She got an investor, and I brought some more musicians together, and we started working on these pieces that had just been improvisations.
Wow.
And put out an album called Dream Dancer. And after it was released, it was a record, vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the days of vinyl. And we started getting orders from all over the world.
That's awesome.
And it's just, you know, so we did 3 sequels.
That's wonderful. So
I finally was forced to start learning the traditional repertoire.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't too difficult since you're such a, you know, well-trained musician.
It's always hard to learn new stuff, but it was sure enjoyable.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice. So what is another good tip you think a belly dancer should know to help prepare for dancing to live music?
And you know what really helps is connecting with the musician when you're on stage.
Yeah.
You come out there and some acknowledgement. It goes a long way towards getting some support.
Yeah.
It really does. When you dance out there and you make your turns around the stage, little eye contact with the band, we appreciate it.
Yeah, that's a great one. I wouldn't have thought of that if you had said that, but I do that too. Sometimes when I do my turns, when I go behind, I'll look at them, the people who are directly behind me, just to see like where are they going, what are they planning on doing. No surprises.
Well, that's another thing is it creates a communication of cues.
Yes.
To actual cues besides just the fundamental feeling of being connected with somebody and you're doing something together.
That's wonderful. That's a great one.
Yeah, I sure appreciate you asking me to do this. I'm honored that you would ask.
Of course. Thank you for doing it. I wasn't sure at first, but I was like, I'll just ask him and see what he says.
Oh, no, it's great fun.
So thank you very much for coming and talking about this, and I'm sure the dancers will really appreciate these tips that you've given them.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I appreciate them.
And again, I will leave links below to his CDs as well, and I'll also link below the video of us playing and dancing together so you can see that.
Oh, that's archive stuff there.
So thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.